how I know we all really like Greedon. He's a great unit. Everybody loves him. Cool dragon, but really, it's not my tempo. This is what we've been waiting for. Released in Set 7, DBT-07, Raging Flames against Emerald Storms. It is Drajewel. Finally, we have the full deck out. And today I'll be giving you a deck profile on Drajewel and hopefully explaining some of the skills. Any questions you have, leave them in the comments and I'll answer them. If you guys want a combo tutorial video or some gameplay with this, I'll try and get that to you guys as soon as possible, along with more deck profiles. I hope you guys enjoy this one, and soon, maybe the next deck profile I'll be in will be either Nirvana or Maelstrom, because I am a lover of Aquaforce. So let's get into it. As for the ride line, we play Julius Draco Kid. Julius is just a normal overdressed starter. Julius is just your basic everyday starter. When going second, you get to draw one card, so not much you can do. Play him because of the aesthetic. Then we play Jewel Court Dragon. Jewel Court Dragon's skill is when he's rode upon by Jewel the grade 2, you get to call him out to rear guard, and when he attacks, he gains 5k, and then you'll just put him into soul. So, pretty useful card. Run it because it's really good to either call as a back row supporter if you're trying to hit some magic numbers, or just to call it over here as an attacker. It's for that early game rush. And then we play Jewel Neal. Jewel Neal is when attacking, you soul charge 1, and then when you ride Drajewel over him, you get to soul charge a card, and if you have 4 or more different grades, you get to draw a card. Pretty good card for fixing up the soul and adding more to it and fuel to the fire. Then we finally play the boss of the deck, a nice frame rare Drajewel. Yes, provided by our teammate Demetrius Rootwater, aka the best Flagberg player at our shop. His skill is to counterblast 1, soul charge 2, and if you soul charge 2 cards with different grades, you get to draw a card. And then his skill is the basic Drajewel skill, where you get to soul blast 4 cards with different grades, minus your opponent's Vanguard down to 1 power, and then if they are grade 3 or greater, you gain a crit. So crit pressure, minusing power, the whole engine of the deck revolves around him. Pretty awesome unit, and no offense to him, but his skill's more fun. Next we'll get into the main deck. This is the meat and the potatoes of it. We have 3 copies of course, Drajewel, because Persona Riding is good. Persona Riding is good in this deck because pressure is what you want to be doing in this deck. Then we play 4 copies of the only other grade 3 in this deck. We have 4 copies of Ristal Galer. Ristal Galer is a really great card. I mean, Ristal Galer, first off, when you soul blast 4 more cards, you get to put into soul, draw a card, retire one of your opponent's units. That already is great. It is literally a 2-in-1. One, you get to refill your soul with a grade 3, which is kind of difficult at times, but also you get to retire and draw, which is a great plus engine for your deck. Always play 4 of that card. Honestly, it's the best rare that came out for this deck. And then the best card overall in terms of attacking prowess is Rockagore. Rockagore is the best attacker in this deck, and honestly is a 4-of. Rockagore will allow you to gain 10,000 power on Rockagore when you have 4 more cards with different grades. So, and then he gains that until the end of turn. So even when you soul blast out for Drajewel's ability, he'll keep that power. Rockagore will, when you soul blast 4 more cards, you'll get to restand it for a counterblast, which is pretty great. Just 1 counterblast. So like 2 of these, and you're threatening a lot of pressure on your opponent. It is not easy to stop Rockagore's attacks, usually. Next, we play 3 copies of Maltalvara. Maltalvara is the other grade 2 from the set. And it is a good card in my opinion because it does fix up the soul sometimes, because when you place it, you can counterblast one, grab a unit from your drop zone, and put it into your soul. And then if you have 4 more cards at different grades, he gains 10k. So this can fix up and find your pieces in your drop zone that you could need in your soul, that maybe you soul lost out with Drajewel from the previous turn. It really helps you mitigate and control the soul to have the perfect numbers for you to reach that, and I just find it working a lot better than most cards. And honestly, if you find something else working better for you, you can take this card out. It's really a flex spot. Another mandatory card, because it does help you dig more and float out more pieces into the soul, is Ultrasound Sairi. She comes from the starter deck. You only need 2 of her, so you literally pick up a starter deck and just pick up some cards from the set, and you automatically have a fully upgraded Drajewel deck with maybe some cards from previous sets that you need to pick up, but we'll get into that later. Ultrasound Sairi is a counterblast 1. You get to check the top 3 cards of the deck, put 1 into soul, put the rest at the bottom. She helps you dig more and fix your soul, because fixing your soul is very, very important in this deck. So honestly, important 2 of, but you really only want to see 2 of her because you'd rather see your other grade 2s, because they can add pressure more than anything else. Oh, and if you have 4 more cards at different grades in your soul, you get to draw, which is also great because draw power is good. So there we go. Next we have 4 copies of Brainwash Swirler. So Brainwash Swirler, pretty expensive card, I know. I picked this up while it was cheap when the set first came out. I hope you guys did too. If you didn't, wait for those reprints. They are coming soon. We did get those confirmed. Go look on Bushiroad's website. Brainwash Swirler, simple card. When it's placed, you get to soul charge 1, and then anytime you soul charge or put a card into soul, you get to gain 5k. So it becomes a great attacker and booster with Rockagore. So Rockagore plus this is a very scary column your opponents can have to watch out for, because it can automatically become an 18k booster thanks to Drajewel just soul charging 2 cards. Also become early hit pressure, just like great unit. You can't afford Brainwash Swirler. You can run the grade 1 that came in the structure decks. Ling is a really great card, honestly. I have her right over here. This card. When you place her, you can check the top 2, put 1 into soul, put the other to the bottom of the deck, so you can fix up your soul, mitigate more problems with that. But if you don't have Brain Swirler, you can just put Ling in instead. But if you do have Brain Swirler, put Brain Swirler in. Great card. But if you don't, remember Ling, you can get into structure decks. If you don't want Ling instead, you can go for Thunder Fulgurus. Fulgurus is pretty good in terms of the fact that you can, you know, just soul blast 1 and put a card from your drop zone that you want instead of a card that is in your soul, and it gains 2k. So just great booster if you're looking for the power and the soul mitigation. So other options you can put in for Brain Swirler, just trying to give you guys those in case you don't have them. Next we run 4 copies of the most important card in the deck, honestly, just super important. Volcate Performer. Volcate Performer is a great card. When it boosts, if you have a card in your drop zone that is a different grade than cards in your soul, you can put it into your soul. This helps you fix your soul for free, which is great. So 4 copies of this. You want to see this in your opening hand and call it down as soon as possible and start fixing up your soul to get ready for Drajewel. Next is a little bit of a flex spot. Whatever you want with it, you can run. So I run Power Gem Dragon. Power Gem Dragon is just great because when you soul blast 4 more cards, you can counterblast 1 to check the top 2, put 1 card into soul, and add 1 to hand. So it's just adds cards to hand, which is always great because, you know, drawing cards is good. Then we run 4 copies of PGs. PGs, self-explanatory. Perfect Guard, and you get to, if you have 2 or less cards, you don't have to discard. So great card, because we don't draw that much in this deck. That is a problem with this deck, is it's very piece reliant, and you just want to save pieces in here. Next we play the over trigger. Over trigger, very important. Over trigger is great. Trigger it early, you win games. You don't see it, doesn't matter. You still win games. You just have to believe. But we have next. We have, oh, and this is the Dark States over trigger. Just to go over that, this is the one that gives you 10k and a crit for the rest of the fight. So pretty good. Next we have 4 copies of the Draw Shields. So Draw Shields are essentially when you guard with this, if your opponent's Vanguard is great through or greater, you get to gain 5k shield. So it's a nice 10k shield, pretty great. We run 4 draw triggers because we do want to draw and see our pieces, so drawing is very important. You don't deck out as much as this guy. Next we run 4 copies of the front shields. So front shields are essentially same as the draw shield, gain 5k on the shield, become a 20k shield, so pretty good with guarding those magic numbers. Reason why we run 4 fronts is because we'd rather see both rocket cores become 40 than just one become 40 with a crit. Fronts are very important, but they're not overly important. That's why we're only running 4, and you'll see soon that we run 3 crits, so pretty good card. You still want to see crits, so that's why we do run 3 of the effect crits. And I know these used to be expensive, but they just got reprinted in the set, so you can pick these up for pretty cheap. These are very important because they can also fix your soul. Along with these are also important, just like honestly maximize on the rainbow triggers and maximize on your pressure. Whatever you feel is natural to you, you run. This is just my deck list. If you have any questions about the decks, like I said, leave them in the comments down below and I'll answer it as best as I can. Next, we do run 4 copies of our heal. I don't run the effect heal because I don't see it come up that often, but if you do find it coming up in your locals a bunch, the effect heals are mainly just for like a meta call. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll take out 2 of these to put in the effect heals when I go to Springfest this year. But if you do find yourself at your locals running into the decks that fit the categories for those effect heals, put them in. Definitely do that. But as of now, no, I don't find myself using them that often. I just like a good 15k shield. So run these, run any heals you want to. Honestly, the sky's the limit for you. But that was my Drajewel deck profile. I hope you all liked it. I will be trying to get more deck profiles for you guys as soon as possible. I'm going to work on an updated Youthberg list with Tempest in there, full power, no wishy-washy stuff in there. Yes, I managed to pick up the Youthberg support while I was cheap. I will also get your deck profiles on other stuff like upgraded Flagberg, upgraded Ava, upgraded Sarah Snow, all these great decks that we have not showcased to you guys personally, including when I'm working on 2 as well, Bastion. But we got to do more testing for that. If you guys want a Greedon deck profile, I can also give you that, or from our local Greedon player when I get back to my locals. But yeah, we also have Leonorn 2 in the works and a new Virena list, so our Nirvana Jiva list. I will get to you guys when I can. Leave a like, leave a comment. Love hearing your questions and answering them. And we'll get you some gameplay soon as fast as I can. Bye, everyone.